Alright, let's get into it. I don't know how this is gonna go. We'll see what happens.
We're winging it.
We are winging it. Cash Banuka time. So yeah, we're just gonna be chilling. Got my friend Fez here. And we're gonna be talking about the big scare. The biggest scare of history of video games.
The great debate.
At last,
The great debate.
Neocortex have
Which
right where
likely shouldn't even be much of a scare, but we'll see. So, as we all know, the great Bandish scare. Yeah, that's great. That's great. We'll call it the Bandish scare. So, as everybody knows, recently, if you've been following the big... gaming history has been made. Microsoft has gained the right to purchase Activision, though I think there might be a bit of a delay because of the CMA right now. But the biggest scare is Crash becoming Microsoft Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
And me personally, I'll go ahead and state my stance on it. I don't think it's likely to happen. I mean, obviously everybody has different opinions and whatnot, just because they made a deal. Go on.
I was worried about it. Like, I'll be honest with this right now. I was worried about it at one point, but you know, I mean, we've had constant discussions about this, but I think my opinion has changed.
I mean, I know the big thing right now is that they did make a they did make a deal with Sony, giving them Call of Duty for the next 10 years. But what's been going around is an old deal that was stated in, I think, the same like court case, where it was stating the old deal was they were going to allow Sony to have access to Call of Duty, all other Activision IPs until 2027. And then that's when, like, maybe they do exclusive titles or something like that.
Yeah.
But the new deal only gives them Call of Duty, and I think honestly, like you can't. I can't really blame the press. The only people that I really blame in the press is the people that are like, oh well, this must mean that Crash Bandicoot and Spyro are going to be Microsoft exclusive from now on. But that deal was set in place just simply because, and this is just, I mean, this is just me. I'm no expert when it comes to these things, but the big scare for Sony was that they were going to that Microsoft was going to take Call of Duty away from them. Even though I feel like Microsoft stated many times that they wanted to keep it on both platforms.
And I do understand a little bit of it. Like, people are, you know, they get nervous because, like, things come out, you know, with Microsoft where it's like, you know...
Especially, the big example, people...
was meant to be PS5.
Yeah.
Now it's Xbox exclusive.
A lot of people, a lot of people point to the Bethesda case.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of different if you think about it.
Well, Bethesda fits with that like market that goes along with Xbox. Because let's be honest, Xbox is like a lot of shooters, and wasn't Oblivion like Xbox exclusive?
I think
had history with Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But Bethesda fits with that like ecosystem of Xbox, and let's be honest, you don't see many platforms.
No, I mean the most recent platformer you'd say it would be like Super Lucky's Tale. That kind of fits the platforming thing for Crash in general. The closest.
Honestly, when they tried to market that. When they marketed that game for the Xbox One X, people were like, what is this game? We want like something else. Like the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Honestly, they rejected it.
Yeah. And I mean that eventually went multi-plat as well. And then like you can throw out like Battletoad, I guess. Even though I don't feel like that's
really likes the Battletoads.
I don't feel like that's more. I mean, maybe it's just me, but like I don't think it's that popular to really compare it to when it comes to like
popular,
Crash.
But I think Xbox, somebody at Xbox likes that.
Yeah. And we'll get into Banjo-Kazooie in a minute because I know a lot of people, a lot of the Banjo fans are like, oh god, they're gonna do the same thing with Crash and Spyro. But yeah, no, the Bethesda thing makes more sense because Xbox, if you look at it, the market is mostly first-person shooter genre. Xbox
with
isn't
occasional like highlights or like, you know, experimentations like we've seen at the beginning of this year with like Hi-Fi Rush. But I'm gonna be honest, I loved that game. Xbox did it by just releasing it out.
Yeah, they should have announced it beforehand.
Yeah.
Like a few months beforehand. They should have announced it at the Game Awards.
Yeah, honestly.
But if you look at the market for Xbox, it's mostly first-person shooter, or the occasional sports game, the occasional racing game. You probably throw in Crash Team Racing and be like, but that's a racing game.
2D platformers. Like
Few 2D platformers here and there.
Whatever Ori is. I know Ori.
But that's multi-plat. That's multi-plat, and it's not really. I don't think that ever became.
Okay.
I don't even think that became an Xbox exclusive. I don't know if that's an Xbox title outright, or that's just an indie team that works closely with Xbox.
Yeah.
Because Xbox is it's very friendly with the indie community.
Yeah.
What was the 70 billion for? To buy all the studios Activision owns. I mean, Activision owns quite a few studios. You're gonna need a ton of money to acquire all that.
Well, here's the thing, like, people are thinking that if Xbox just releases games on other consoles, they're not gonna see any of, like, the money or profit.
Yeah.
They will. Especially
they certainly
with
will.
Call of Duty being as big as it is, like, they are going to profiting of that franchise, no matter what console it is played on.
Yeah.
Like, even on PlayStation, they will make money.
Oh, yeah. Now, going to the whole market thing. Oh, hi, fake Crash. How you doing? No, you joined muted. Going to the market thing. I don't think it's likely for them to make Crash Bandicoot an exclusive or Spyro an exclusive because, again, platformers aren't really what sell Xbox. If I were to do a poll and asked, okay, if the possibility of Crash and Spyro become an Xbox exclusive, and this isn't, you know, like, if I had the opportunity to do a poll that didn't, like, include Spyro and Crash fans because of, obviously, bias, just non-Crash Bandicoot fans, Spyro fans, people have never touched the franchise at all. If they were to become Xbox exclusives, would those games inherently sell you an Xbox console? And I genuinely believe that majority of the votes would say no. But
I also just think Phil Spencer. Sorry, go on.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say, I like to think as baffling as Phil Spencer can be sometimes with some of the stuff he says. He does know, like, where the market is for certain things. Once again, if we're going to Banjo, he knew. I mean, they tried to make, like, have a market with Banjo on Xbox back in 360 days. Wasn't really too. I think it's safe to say it wasn't really there.
yeah,
Like, you weren't getting Nintendo fans hopping over to 360. And that's why now we see Banjo and Smash. You know, Banjo-Kazooie is available on the Nintendo Switch Online. I want to imagine Phil knows Crash and Spyro have been with PlayStation since the beginning and know that, let's be honest, most people, or most of the fans, probably are on PlayStation.
Okay.
And, you know, I feel like even the Switch, I feel like would have quite a big number of sales due to, you know, Nintendo being a lot more focused on platformers, you know, family-friendly feel that, like, both Crash and Spyro have.
Yeah. I mean, what I was gonna get at, that's another thing, like, piggybacking off of that, is sales is a big thing. And if we look at the sales, I mean, I don't have any charts or anything, but I'm pretty certain the general consensus is that every single time a Crash game or a Spyro in general as well, has come to the Xbox, out of all the platforms that it's released on, Xbox sold the less. Compared to it being released on PlayStation and Switch, and I mean, really the only Spyro game you can compare that to is Reignited. Though I don't know how sales were for, like, the other titles back then. But, like, that's my thing. Like, why would Xbox come in and be like, all right, let's make a title that doesn't sell well on our console an exclusive title? Like, it just doesn't seem logical. Also,
you may see, like, go on.
I see that Vap has unmuted, so if you want to say something, go.
Oh yeah.
I think that they should make Crash Bandicoot Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
And then the next year, they don't make a new Crash game, but instead they give us 50 new Crash Bandicoot and Spyro controllers.
You know what? I'd be down with that. Yeah, give 50 Spyro and Crash Bandicoot Xbox One controllers, and then an exclusive console with
Polyad
each.
Thursday at Microsoft, and Phil Spencer goes up to it. Good morning, Mr. Polyad. So, are you ready to make 50 Crash Bandicoot controllers?
They all have to have fur and scales on them.
And then after, what they should do is that they should do Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel for PC's exclusive controller. And then they should make Crash Crash Team Rumble's new first four-figure statue.
Get a first foot figure statue of every single asset in Crash Bandicoot 1. So we get the crab as a first foot figure statue, and they all cost $400.
The crab, the skunk, the piranha plant, the regular crate.
Oh, and the skunk. Crate. The skunk has like the skunk should have like a special variant where it says the line from Twinsanity. And then they should give us a Crash Twinsanity remade controller for the Xbox.
Remade controller. They should give us, they should give us a Crash Bash remade controller, and a Crash Twinsanity remade controllers 2, and then, in the case of Spyro should just say Xbox exclusive because fuck Spyro. Then they should give him Spyro 4 new controllers.
4 new controllers.
Or nothing.
Or nothing. I'll settle for nothing.
Or nothing. Yeah, fuck that guy. Good guy. So
but yeah, no, I mean, I genuinely think that the scare, the Great Bandy Scare, as that one person called it, isn't needed. It's not necessary. My stance on it is that it would be a horrible marketing decision, a horrible decision in general to make both Crash and Spyro exclusive. It'd be a death sentence. I feel like.
Yeah. And look, I know people have actually said, Microsoft is worth billions. I had one conversation in the Crash Team Rumble Discord server. Worst mistake of my life. Let me tell you that.
That server, Evap can tell you about that server.
Dude, I messaged you and I said I'm getting fucking brain.
Oh, the Crash Team Rumble server.
Yeah, the server where everybody hates you for some reason.
Oh, fucking everyone hates me in that server. It's not my fault I got a personality, jeez. I got banned on there once because, I said like a joke about like Mr. Krabs. You know that song that he did in the episode of the Krabby on Mondays episode?
Oh yeah.
I said that. I got banned for that. And I was like, you know what, I might as well just join again. So I fucking made a new account to join again. It took them like 3 days, I think, for them to realize that, oh shit, he's back.
A Crash or Spyro crossover game that would actually be good.
Fucking everyone in the server was like, oh, Jay, they're back. He's back. And Toys for Bob would just...
Toys for Bob seem to be like that a lot.
I will say one thing, though. If we're talking in terms of exclusivity, these skins right here will be more likely to get skins, like exclusive skins.
Yeah.
That were exclusive to PlayStation for a limited time. You know, I don't. Do they even come over to the other consoles? I don't think they ever followed through with that.
No, they didn't. They didn't. They forgot.
But yeah, no. Like, in terms of exclusivity, I feel like it'll just be cosmetic only. You know, like the retro skins for Nitro Fueled. It would just not. At the end of the day, thinking about it, like if you're really thinking about it, it would not make sense to make Crash or Spyro console exclusive.
No.
Could you imagine in Crash Team Rumble, Banjo, Rareware finally give Crash Team Rumble a collaboration as for fucking Sea of Thieves? Like they just bring one of the fucking random pirates. Not Banjo, fuck Banjo. No, one of the random Sea of Thieves pirates.
You get like those like the weird, one of the weird pirate enemies from the pirate world in this as a character.
No, put the Xbox Live avatar. There you go. That's technically rare. There you go.
Honestly, they should just never put Banjo-Kazooie and Crash Team Rumble. There's like some fans that just made me not want them in the game.
I mean, that's another thing. When it comes to Banjo, I mean, I'm not too much of a big Banjo fan, so I wouldn't know too much.
There's one good game in the franchise. Anyway.
But
It's
what
like
I know,
Banjo-Kazooie, really good game. Banjo's Tooie, really good game, but too much backtracking, so it's a bad game.
Is it really good
nuts.
game?
I think Banjo Tooie is like a good game, but like I remember like when I was really young, I had them for my 360, and then I realized like how much fucking backtracking you had to do in Banjo Tooie, so I fucking quit that game. The only Banjo game I ever got to completing was Nuts and Bolts, but that's only because that was like my childhood game. That was like my first ever 360 game that I ever had, and I never beat it when I was younger. So when I had an Xbox One, I decided to go back, beat it, and yeah, that's that. I don't really care for them anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've read, from what Fez has sent me, the main reason why Rare isn't giving fans a Banjo game is because of how hostile the fan base has been.
Problematic,
Yeah,
apparently. Apparently, Rare thinks the fan base is problematic in a sense.
Yeah, so like apparently there's been like death threats. There's been tons and tons of hatred towards Rare for not giving them a Banjo game. But I mean, also just thinking about it, the team that works at Rare right now isn't the same team that worked at Rare back then.
It's not the same. And that new Rare team, you could not give two shit.
No, they really couldn't.
To be honest, I don't think the old Rare team could do it survive with ukulele.
I remember in like one Sea of Thieves trailer, they made a joke about like, oh, we heard you guys wanted a new banjo, so we did make a new banjo, and it was just like an emote for like one of the
I've heard that was I mean maybe it's just a theory, but I think that was mostly just trying to make fun of the fan base because of, you know, all the stuff going on, and they're like, we made a new banjo, yeah.
No, that's definitely making fun of the fan base, because
oh shit.
I was gonna say it's funny every single time like some Scrimbler gets announced to be returning, like Get, and the first comment you always see in the retweets is, how the fuck did X Scrimbler come back to form Banjo?
It's a mystery.
What I'm saying is Crash Bandicoot should have been.
no, that's what I fucking said.
I mean, yeah.
Banjo. Like, at least Activision would have actually fucking done something after he got into Smash. What the fuck did Rare do? Nothing.
Rare did nothing.
At least fucking Pollyann would have actually made a Crash Bandicoot movie after he came into Smash, but now he can't because he's not in Smash. And now we got this fucking stupid ass bear and bird.
I heard that
funny thing about
Rare got even more. I heard Rare got even more hate for Banjo and Smash.
Nah, it's so fucking funny because after Banjo came into Smash, nobody liked him because everyone said that he plays boring.
Just like Sora.
Just like
sorry,
Sora.
I'm making all the enemies today. I'm sorry.
At least with Sora, at least he's cool. At least he's cool. At least he's a Disney character. And he's actually cool.
He's a Disney fan character.
Dave, I'm not even joking. Like, because basically what I think a big mistake that they did is that in the live stream of Banjo's new set, when they showed off the Mii outfits, they showed off Sans from Undertale. And that got a bigger reaction than Banjo did. And I think that really put a big stain on Banjo because now nobody fucking cared about him. Everyone cared about Sans.
Well, I mean, Sans, it makes more sense because everybody was memeing about it at the time. I feel like it was perfectly timed with the meme.
Yeah, at least fucking Toby Fox actually fucking made bank off of it. Rare was just like, hey, do you guys want Jinjo first 4 figures for $500 each?
I saw Walrus Banjo with first 4 figures thing in my like, that's really specific.
No one.
Didn't they just recently make didn't they just make a Jinjo first 4 figures?
Yeah. and nobody likes it.
Also, I just want to the original teams of Naughty Dog and well, Insomniac's like kind of different a little bit, but not the original teams of Naughty Dog are not there anymore. Insomniac, there's a few people still there, like Ted Price. So.
Bro, Naughty Dog doesn't fucking care anymore. They just want to remake The Last of Us 2 like 2.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of getting annoying.
I'm gonna be honest. Out of all the teams of PlayStation,
Insomniac doesn't deserve that much hate.
Good one.
Insomniac also had the balls to say, yeah, we crunched in the past, but we worked on not like doing
it's so crazy anymore. It's so crazy to think that Insomniac's like, in my opinion, one of the best studios that they have as well, but there are people that hate them, but there are also people that are like, oh, you should just crunch your teams, did you get the games out faster?
And Insomniac like, what the fuck?
And then like he complained about being blocked.
I saw somebody say that, and like, and it was right after, like,
what's up, Frank?
Devs of the team came out after making Rift Apart and was like, yeah, we did not crunch this game at all.
Right, I gotta be off, but I'll be back in a bit.
Alright.
But thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to talk more about why Crash should be Xbox exclusive with 50 new controllers.
Awesome. Alright, we'll catch you later.
Alright.
Shit. The soon-to-be Xbox exclusive Crash.
I don't think Crash is ever going to be Xbox exclusive. I think that's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't make sense. Again, going back to my whole thing, like, if I have a bad selling game for a certain franchise on my console, and I have the option to make that game an exclusive title, why would I make that game an exclusive title if it sells worse on my console?
Yeah.
They have Banjo and they have Banjo. See, the thing is, they could, and this is something that I wholly support, they could just hand off Banjo to Toys for Bob. Now, I know the Banjo fan base may take a big...
Paul Yan.
Yeah, Paul Yan's expressed his interest in playing it, or making one. But I just know that if Toys for Bob gets the rights to do it, the fan base is going to go off.
Yeah. I think we've also forgot like another important factor in why like Microsoft has paid $70 million, and this might sound silly like saying this, but that's because we're like, you know, hardcore gamers don't care about mobile, but the mobile division.
The mobile division is a big part as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, you're not only buying Activision. You're buying Activision plus 9 studios that comes along with Activision. So like,
yeah, like they're gonna have World of Warcraft and like one of the biggest MMOs on the planet. Like,
now it's gonna really help Crash. Actually, I mean, believe it or not, this merger is gonna help Crash. It's also gonna help Spyro, because look, I get it. The biggest thing right now with Crash that people don't like is Rumble. People don't like Rumble. I know people don't like Rumble, and they would much prefer it to be free to play. But see, what could potentially happen whenever it happens is Rumble will eventually show up on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a new door for people to get into Rumble without having to even buy the game outright. Like, yeah, you still have to pay for the subscription, but it's going to be included with the subscription, and it's going to entice people to play it, because you're not only going to have Rumble, you're going to also have Crash Bandicoot 4, you're going to have the Insane Trilogy, you're going to have Nitro Kart, or, yeah, Nitro Fueled. You're going to have all these different Crash Bandicoot titles, and obviously Reignited Trilogy to go along with it. and it'll entice people to try it out. So there's one leeway into getting that, but also I feel like it's going to be more possible for newer titles such as whenever the inevitable Spyro 4 happens, whenever the inevitable Crash Bandicoot 5 happens, that those games will not only launch on PlayStation and Xbox, but they'll also potentially launch on Switch and PC alongside the first launch, and we won't have to wait for them to launch on other consoles.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft can go ahead and afford to port those games to different consoles.
Yeah.
They can afford to have a different team working on it.
Yeah.
Like they can do various different things to help out with progress and making it more possible to get certain things done.
Yeah.
We want a re-release of Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. Microsoft make it happen. I mean, it's really cool that did they? I don't know.
I thought Microsoft have re-released all the Call of Duty games on Series X.
Now, what I've heard is they've went back for the Xbox games and made the servers active, or they fixed the the connection issues with some of the servers for the older games. So I mean, we're already seeing some of the benefits for Microsoft and Activision's partnership go into play.
I also just want to mention, some people think like, oh, the whole 10.7 like expiration date is like, that's it, that's no more Call of Duty.
Well, that was the old deal. That was the old deal. The new deal is 10 years. So.
Well, either way, like, you know, people think, oh, it's just we're getting these 10 years and that's it.
Yeah, no, it can always renegotiate again. I feel like this deal is.
Well, I was gonna say, just real quick.
Yeah.
This is kind of similar. This isn't the first time Sony has done deals like this with a rival company. Because if we go into another medium, which is like film and television, the Spider-Man deal. Like, originally, when Spider-Man got into the MCU. It was supposed to be, he was in 2 Avengers movies, and he had like 2 films. And then, you know, we kind of had that whole public debacle back in, I believe it was 2019, where it seemed like Spider-Man was out of the MCU, but like, both companies realized that, you know, this is a working thing, and they renegotiated the deal, and now we've got like No Way Home and all that. So what I'm saying is, it could be similar like that, where, you know, they will, both of them will realize that this deal is working for both parties, and they will renegotiate when the 10 years are up.
Yeah. But I mean, again, I still feel like the deal is set there in place just because they want assurance that Microsoft will publish Call of Duty titles on the PlayStation going forward.
Yeah.
Because the main concern with them was that after the deal went through is that Microsoft was just going to take Call of Duty and, you know, jump ship.
Yeah. And I think it's also a power move on Sony's part that they're like, I want to say third party, but they're not really third party. Like, they bought them, but they're still releasing new games on Xbox consoles. So I think that's like Sony's way of going, look, we're playing ball with you guys, and you play ball with us.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole mess when it comes to mergers and whatnot.
I think I just.
But I'm super optimistic about it.
I'm super optimistic about it, but I hope this is the last we hear of Microsoft acquiring another company, because this is one of the rare few times where it feels like it was kind of needed because of how much of a mess Activision themselves were. But this was a big company, and I really hope Microsoft like cools down on the mergers now, because there has to be a limit. Let's be honest. There has to
I
be
mean, they're getting 9 studios.
Say,
I don't think they need any more right now.
Because I've seen people go, oh, the next company's going to be Sega or Capcom, and it's just like, no, we shouldn't be like going, hell yeah, the big company, you know, getting more money and more studios and monopolizing the market. So for Activision it was kind of needed, but there is that stigma I've seen online where it's like people have started to like, oh, I can't wait for Sega to be bought out by Microsoft. Like, you know.
I mean, I already got the joke. I'm just trying to go forward.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, just stating the obvious. While the main concern about Microsoft doing this and that, making things exclusive, if this were Sony, if this were Sony, they would 100% be doing the exact same thing, and you can't deny that.
Yeah.
Heck, if it. All right, are we back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wondering what happened.
Wi-Fi went out for a sec. Hold on. Wait for it to come back up on the other end. I've connected to the other Wi-Fi, so it's not really handling streaming very well.
Oh dear.
Let's see.
Sony trying to stop you.
Do it now. Oh yeah, probably. Stop him before he makes it even worse. I wonder what knocked out the internet.
No idea.
Sony trying to hush things. It'll take more than that.
Well, I was just gonna say that, you know, I could see them pulling exclusive on Activision, but then I'm remembering about Bungie. The Bungie thing makes things so weird. Like, I wonder if Sony would have that, like, understanding how big a market is with Activision.
I mean, there's really no telling what's going to happen from here. I mean, it's not set in stone, but I do think that the whole, like, Crash and Spire thing is being blown way out of proportion.
It's tiring. It's like, I'm just gonna say, it seems like people want the Crash franchise to die.
I mean, that's no, 100%, because it's just like we get a lot of things that are new and things that try to expand the franchise more and more, and the response to it is, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that. Don't do that. And I was talking about it with Fake Crash or Mr. Evaporation, and I honestly think it's just because of the stigma of what happened back then, when Crash went into the Crash of the Titans, Crash Minor Mutant phase, where they tried to do new things, and because they did new things, you know, afterwards Crash just went silent.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's like a big scare with him trying with not only Crash the franchise, but Toys for Bob trying to take the Crash franchise and change it into something new. I think a lot of people are scared that the exact same thing is going to inevitably happen because Crash is trying something new. But I feel like Toys for
Yeah.
Bob has a greater understanding of how to go about transforming and evolving the Crash franchise rather than what happened when Crash of the Titans and Crash Mind of Mutant came out. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people will be quick to blame Toys for Bob for this and that. A lot of people will be quick to say that Toys for Bob doesn't know what they're doing. But if you actually take a step back and look at what they're doing, and if you look at, like, for example, the dev diary with Dan that they recently released for Team Rumble, the blog post, Pollyann, uh, Lou, like all these people that are working at Toys for Bob know exactly how the fan base functions. They know how the fan base is, and they know what the fan base wants. I mean, in that dev diary alone, Dan stated that new modes would be coming to Team Rumble like 5 different times. Like
Yeah.
it just takes patience, especially when it comes to a game like Team Rumble, because it is a live service video game. Live service video games start off slow. It's always been like that. They've always started off with one game mode. If you look back at the history of Fortnite, if you look at the history of Rocket League, any history of live service games, with the exception of like maybe Fall Guys, they've all had one game mode that you continuously just kept playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. And the reason why people still played those games, even though it was the same game mode over and over and over and over again, is because the gameplay loop itself is addicting.
Yeah.
That's why Team Rumble is so fun for some people, because they see how interesting it can be and how fun it can be. Like, not only that, but like it's just it's it's crazy how we get a game that not only gives us something like a new take on the Crash formula, but also keeps the Crash like formula intact and does it really well, but also gives us characters with completely unique gameplay sets that, for characters that we never thought we'd ever get the chance to actually play as, like Entropy, Ripperoo, even though Ripperoo is just Sheila. But I mean, we're getting all these different characters, especially Engine coming out soon as well. We got all these different characters that are getting move sets that we never even imagined actually playing as before. And I don't count the racing games, because you don't have like a full platforming move set designed specifically for those characters.
Yeah.
We've gone
I
completely
mean, I
off
never
topic,
thought I'd
but
be
I
able to
mean,
play as Ripperoo, but yeah.
yeah, we've gone
Yeah.
completely off topic, but that's just because that's just how things tend to go. But it introduces new characters like Catbat, yeah, and that's also another thing that I don't get. The constant, like, oh, they shouldn't add in new characters. Oh, like, those new characters on the concept art were stupid. They didn't look great. Why are they trying to shove their OCs into this game? And what if these OCs replace classic characters? I'm gonna be honest. Half the characters that were on that leaked concept poster all have unique designs, all have different designs, and there's not a one that looks like it would be able to replace any of the classic characters. Like, there's no one that's specifically designed on that poster that looks like they are specifically trying to take the role of another classic character. Because I know a lot of people on Twitter were like, what if they introduce a new character that is in place of Pinstripe? And it's just like, there's no one on that poster that looked like Pinstripe.
Yeah.
What's up, Rex?
I mean, this is the problem. Unless it's like actually shown in the faces of some Crash fans, they're not gonna believe anything
Oh no, no. And another
and
thing, I
reject
mean,
it.
just a little gripe with me, but what I've noticed is that a lot of people don't really, and I'm not saying this is everyone, but it just really feels like not a lot of people read the blog post or look at what's going on or try to understand what's going on, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen Toys for Bob say that they're going to add new game modes or they're going to do this and that, and people reiterate in the comments like, "Oh well, I hope that they do this and this," and it's just like, well, they stated that they were going to do this. Did you read the thing? Like, for example, I
Yeah.
know this is going back to the classic character thing. People want classic characters. People want Pinstripe, Papu Papu. They want Koala Kong. They want Yaya Panda. They want pretty much all the roster from Nitro Fueled, and they've stated in a Q&A before the game even came out months and months ago, it's been there. They stated that
There was
they
that
are
survey.
do it.
There was that survey.
There was also a survey, yeah. There was a survey that had classic characters on it. But like,
And it was literally everyone, and like even characters that weren't even in Nitro Field.
yeah. But like, there's also like, what was it? But the Q&A thing is like, they there was a question asking if they would put in classic characters from the trilogy, and they stated that they would look into bringing in classic and new characters, but the thing is, they're not going to rush a character out just because they're a fan favorite.
Yeah.
They're not guaranteeing that every classic character will make it into the game. And I feel like that's like another thing that a lot of people need to realize. There's no way I potentially could not see this game having the size of a roster of like Nitrofield or what Nitrofield have, because
No.
it's a platforming 4v4 game. Having that many characters in a game, it just doesn't seem feasible. It doesn't seem likely, like, at all. Like, there's going to be a point where the character introductions get cut off. um I don't see it happening because you have to consistently keep balancing characters out for one another. I mean, maybe
Okay.
if
I
we
mean,
were
it's not
lucky.
as simple as like Nitro Field, where like, let's be honest, all the characters in Field were effectively skins with different animations for the tricks and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Um, that's you know doing stuff like that for a kart racer is a lot more simpler
Oh, it
than
certainly is. Yeah.
a fully fleshed out character.
Because it's essentially it devolves into copy and paste, quite
Yeah.
literally. It's just they have the model, they rig it, they animate it, they give it specific voice lines, but like
The
that
only
in
thing that was
general,
unique about a lot of the characters, like for the most part in Nitro Field, were the victory animations.
the victory animations, the skins,
Yeah,
um,
and little trick animations. That's about it.
yeah.
Which there was one, I think, for each.
Mhm. Hold on, I'm gonna go reset the other router real quick. So hopefully that'll
All right.
fix it.
I didn't know we were still live. I feel like people would change their tune about the characters if they saw them interact together in an actual comic or something. Yeah, that's the thing. They did. They did. At least with Catbat. Oh, are we buffering again? Okay, no. But yeah, like they did with Catbat. But I'm not sure enough Crash fans really saw it, which is a sad thing. Um, that's something I'm hoping they'll like keep doing as time goes on. Is keep making actual comics with the characters. Honestly, I would like a Crash Bandicoot comic series in general to happen. I think that would be really sick. The IDW on that or something. Um, I just think it's people. Some fans have like got an obsession with certain characters, and that's fair. Like we've had them. Like everyone's got their own Crash Team Racing favorite. Um, it would be epic.
Oh, I think I fixed it.
You fixed it.
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a long gap where there was no speaking because I didn't know the stream was still going.
No,
But,
yeah,
then,
yeah.
then I fucked on.
But yeah, more character comics. I mean, I think they'll likely do that. I don't think they'll do that with classic characters. It's something that I was hoping they were gonna do, especially like something like
Yeah.
Ripperoo. But it makes more sense if they're doing it with newer characters, just to give them that introduction. Because I know a lot of people were like, example, when Catbat was first announced, I loved Catbat just from the initial design alone. I thought it was a interesting concept, interesting character. I didn't really care if they had a story to them or not. I just found it kind of hypocritical that people were like, oh, well, Catbat looks dumb because Catbat doesn't have a story and we know nothing about them and this and that. And it's just like, yeah, but you guys like Rillaroo and Rillaroo doesn't have a story, so like what?
What's Rillaroo's story?
Like so like what's the big issue with Catbat? Like not all characters. I mean, even for example, like Rusty Walrus. Rusty Walrus doesn't have a story. He's just there. He's just the chef on engines, ship, and he just wants fresh meat for his pop. But I think what happened was Toys for Bob saw that, and I'm pretty sure Paul saw it a lot. And they decided that, hey, well, why not just make these like comics, these small short stories for each new character that we introduce, just so they have a connection to the Crash world.
I think something that would really give like a bigger impact to people is take, I mean, I don't really want to say take a page out of Overwatch's book because you really shouldn't, but in this case, take a page out of Overwatch's book where you give new characters even like cinematic CGI little cartoons or trailers or something like that. Like, I know Overwatch does that where they give their characters a CGI animated trailer.
I mean, that's something that I was hoping they would do, but it just didn't. I don't know if it's a budget thing, if it's an Activision thing. Because
I honestly believe it is.
I would have loved to have seen. I would have loved to see the first season open up with Chicken Stew. I do have something in the works with like a fan-made thing for that. I just need to put it together.
Here's the thing, Activision. I don't care how much what it takes. Get IDW on that.
I'd be down for
more
that.
outlets for new characters and these characters in general for people to get attached to them. Because look at Sonic, right? People love Tango, people love Whisper. You know, there's even some for Surge and Kick. I don't barely know anything about those characters, but people love them.
People love them.
You know?
And it's not just because they like it's not just because they are like new characters in general, but like they're new characters that look like they fit in the universe and they give them a personality to fit in the universe, and I feel like that's, you know, a step in the right direction.
Yeah, but I feel like if you had an unrunning comic series, not like these 3 pages of the comic for that part. If you like have an actual comic series, I think people even more so will get attached to these newer characters. So yeah, give me cartoons or little comics.
Little shorts.
Little shorts. Crash shorts. There we go. I've got the name for my my little crash cartoon. No.
Crashy jorts. Oh, I thought I had landed safely on that.
Oh dear. So yeah, I mean,
Very good.
we went really off topic on Xbox exclusive crap.
I mean, there's really not much else to say, I guess. I mean, it's up for people in the chat to talk about if they want to.
I mean, like I said, I was talking about it in the official Trash Team Rumble Discord server, and there was a point where, like, there was some people that I was just like, well, believe what you want to believe, but, you know,
I mean, it's just gonna be funny, like, when, you know, the inevitable does happen where it's just like Crash and Spyro remain on multi-plat with the newer games, because, like, I can just imagine, like, the people that are all doom and gloom, and I mean there are a ton of people that are doom and gloom, but I just imagine, like, they'll be like, here's Spyro 4 on Xbox, PS5, and Nintendo Switch, and then, like, the big Pikachu, like, surprise face meme pops up. It's just like, what? I didn't know that.
It's like we knew someone who was, you know, very much against the idea that Rumble was happening. And as soon as it happened, they went to play it. And the first time we hear them again is, yeah, the Crash series isn't going to survive, so they'll find the next thing to begin doing about. I get that's why I'm saying there's some people where I feel like they just want the series to die.
I mean, it's just honestly feels like that, because it's like, if you want the series to, if you don't want the series to die, then why are you, like, giving it a reason to die, you know? It's just like,
yeah,
you get something new for the franchise, something new and unique for the franchise, and you're just like, oh well, I don't want it, you know? It's just like, okay, but the whole point of it being new is because you asked for something new and they're giving you something new.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, we want changes at Activision, here's Xbox trying to give you changes. Oh, but Crash is going to be Xbox exclusive. What do you want? What do you want?
It's like that SpongeBob scene where the dad gets his kid ice cream or something like that, and the kid is like, I don't want it. He's like, well, why did you ask for it?
It's basically the Sonic franchise in a nutshell happening in class.
Courage mac and cheese.
Oh my god, yeah.
More. I don't want it.
I feel like Sonic's got to the point now where I'm pretty happy with the way it's going. And, like, actually, no, I was just about to say I think the Sonic was getting better, but then
Yeah.
we were saying Frontiers sucks a few weeks ago, and now it's back to Frontiers is a really good game.
Oh yeah, no. It's I don't know. The fan base for that is back and forth. It sucks that, you know, I'm seeing it happen to Crash as well, especially Spyro. The Crash and Spyro fan base is just because that's the whole reason I like sort of stopped like trying to include myself in the Sonic fan base. It's just because people were back and forth about this and that, and now it really feels like it's happening again with Crash, and it's just like, come on.
Still saying that, I will say, thankfully, for the most part, I'm with the side of the Crash community that's very nice and very cool.
Yeah. You got the cool side of the community.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Crash is definitely in a place where he's better. He's definitely in a better place right now. It just sucks that a lot of people are doom and gloom about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it'll take a bit for them to probably realize it, but
I feel like the Crash fan base was like this even before, like, the hiatus. Because I remember little bits of people getting really mad at the Titans games.
Yeah,
But
I
I
mean,
think it's just gotten worse as time's gone on, especially like around Crash 4.
I don't know. It's just it's a matter of patience, and I don't think the fan base has it that much.
No.
Jump on a TNT crate. What am I, a Bandicoot?
You are What am I, a Bandicoot?
Shoutouts to anyone who knows that sound effect.
I mean, there's not a. Oh, there goes Cat Bat.
Every last one of yous.
They just blew up Dingo's diner.
Oh yeah.
Kind of cool that we have that.
Yeah.
Oh no! Darn it. I just don't get the hate for towards Toys for Bob.
Yeah.
Why isn't my thing covering? I mean, I have nothing left to say about the Activision Microsoft thing. And,
I just want to read one thing that so wrote on Twitter, and I think it is a good quote. I'm constantly worried for Crash's
I made all them tablecloths myself.
able to keep going. The future
I mean, yeah.
is bright. Do not worry.
It's definitely a lot brighter than it was a few years ago.
Brighter than it was in the dark era.
The dark it.
Well, let's be honest, that's what it was like. It was
Gonna be the
nothing.
Sonic fan base all over again. The dark age.
Yeah, yeah.
Except
the dark
we
age was
actually
the best, there was no game.
we actually did go through a dark age.
Yeah. Literally 8 years of nothing.
Yeah. Eight years of silence. Beat
Years of
that.
silence. Do you agree, Ralphie? Got my dog here. You just yawn.
It's an agreement if I've ever heard it. Oh.
Nice.
No. There we go.
I'm
We're in
here
the
wherever
swamp.
I hear. You're here? I'm here. I gotta stop using it.
Don't worry, guys. Crash Bandicoot is most certainly gonna be an Xbox exclusive. It's gonna die off. We're never gonna see Crash Bandicoot ever again.
Next game will be called Crash Team Dead.
Crash Team exclusively did.
Gone.
I think we've pretty much run out.
Do
I think we've pretty much run out of topics.
Oh yeah, for sure. I've stated everything out.
Same.
Just playing the game now.
Just vibing, just chilling.
Vibe, chill.
How do you like them wampus?
So I've finally. Word. Did I get the gym? I think I got the rubber duck. What?
See, that's Crash fans at Xbox headquarters.
The rubber ducks are tasty. And yeah, that is Crash fans at Activision headquarters.
Hello, Frederick. Yeah, it's just a vibe stream now. We've ran out of discussion time on Xbox.
Yep.
There's only
no,
so
that's
much
not what I
you can
wanted.
say before you start developing brain rot.
Yes.
Yep. Is that a soundboard?
Yeah. Discord soundboard.
Whoa.
Stay frosty.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Give it to me.
Oh. The Crash Bandicoot is going to be exclusive to the Crash Bandicoot console. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah.
The Crash.
Mario console.
Crash 360.
The Mario and the Super Mario.
Mario's head and
Oh god.
Says, hello!
and when you turn the console off, does the game over sound good?
Yeah.
You kill Mario every time you turn it.
Music is part of it.
I've really grown to like. Actually, no, scratch that. I just remembered the solo level. I was gonna say, I've really grown to like the Snow World in Crash Bandicoot, and I remembered Paula.
Bears repeating.
I think
It's not building bridges that I hate the most.
I think it's fine now.
I guess the building bridges is what I hate, because the corner section is just annoying, and then the taller bit is like the boxes are just obnoxiously placed. The normal level bears repeating is fine.
I've crash landed in bridge.
Does anyone like this level? I'm actually curious. Yeah?
Oh, I forgot.
I like them because Oxide's part of like that part of the story, but like trying 100%.
Okay, I like the space though, outside of like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
The game is quite the travel has to go long. The game is super powerful.
That level is just trying to do everything as well. Like, they have so many gimmicks on that level alone.
Yep. So
I was like that when I got the platinum. I'm weird with this game. I find the platinum insanely perfect, bro.
Oh, nope, go.
Professional level versus cross level.
Yeah.
It's got good music though.
That guy's good in music, but I think I like the slow level of Crash.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of needed to be because of the controls, I guess.
Sure. It's probably just an average game.
I like it. It's
I like it a
fine.
lot.
It's all the time.
I like it a lot. If I didn't have this connection, I would be playing the game.
Yeah. I don't really have a connection with Croc 2.
I think I played
I played the second one like a little bit as a kid, and I just could not understand what it was saying. I don't know why. Maybe I was just
the second game.
yeah.
I was the same way, but I never finished that game because of that reason. I got lost very easily.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because I'm stupid or if probably I'm stupid.
I don't want to go back to it.
Should've made it 30 games.
Apparently they were gonna make a cartoon series at one point. I feel like I wouldn't want Croc talking outside of him going to Splat and Wazoo.
I mean, he talks in the second game a little bit. Just a little bit. I think it's mostly like the gibberish like Bandicoot, but it's still like some sort of talking.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want him to like actually do proper sentences. Just make him do funny little sounds.
Just hope that not then I was thinking the animated.
Can't wait for the HD remaster to happen, and then Croc goes, "Whoa, I'm Croc, and I'm gonna collect the garbos."
I'd imagine he'd sound a lot like KO.
Oh no, no! Oh god, I'm glad we're in agreement on that. I hope he doesn't talk about Roo too.
I hope that doesn't go on Croc too. Whoa! They're splat!
Make Croc the silent protagonist that says just Splat and Wazoo and all that. Have everyone else talk, but Croc stays silent, and he just does those funny phrases.
Fresh Bandicoot.
Yeah, because I feel like you're gonna lose something out with the character if you just start making him speak. I feel like that happened with KO.
I felt the same way about
I feel like Mario, we kind of got, like, I know it was like a bit weird at first, but I feel like we already had some time to get used to him speaking because of the cartoons and stuff like that.
That's why I didn't find it too weird.
yeah, those cartoons they're still like disconnected from Mario.
Oh yeah.
Never grew
Because
up
they
with that
barely
either.
had any. Oh, I didn't either. Because they barely had anything to go off on. Because I think they started making the cartoons get like Mario Bros. 2 was the latest game. And
Yeah,
the
so-
same could be said with Sonic, which is why I could never get into the Sonic cartoons either, because it was literally they released that when Sonic 2 was also the latest game out.
They made those cartoons.
Yeah. With Sonic, out of all the Sonic cartoons, I think I got into like Sonic X the most. I can't watch it nowadays.
I remember seeing adverts for it, but I'm not sure if I actually watched it. I might have, but I forgot about it.
I watched the English dub where the guns were replaced with lasers.
Yeah, that's what that was a turn off when the effect was
Yeah.
that came up and said, "People actually take it seriously."
My favourite episode of that entire show is the episode right after they've gone back to their own world. And it's just... it doesn't even have Sonic in it. And it's just all of Sonic's friends for like pretty much 20 minutes. And there's like 4 minutes of Chris Thorndike at the end as an adult. I like that episode just because it focuses on the Sonic cast rather than the humans.
I wish we would have a great Sonic show. Trying to do something. We still haven't done that.
I can't. I can't stand Prime.
I can't.
Trying to if I watch the rest other than
I saw somebody tweet out, hey, if you like Sonic Prime, check out these cool shows, and it's Mega Man Fully Charged, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, Ben 10, and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh, good.
I wouldn't say it's Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh wait, no, no, I don't think it was Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I think that was another tweet I saw. I think it was Spidey and his amazing friend.
Oh yeah,
which is also preschool.
Oh, it's not a big show with Spidey.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's Twitter, so...
Yeah, the only thing I like about the Spidey show is the fact that Green Goblin is voiced by Entropy.
That's cool, but why did they call Miles Spin?
You know, Spin.
They called Miles Spin
Is that his real name
in the show.
Yeah.
He's called Miles. That's his real name, but his alias is Spin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently it's only because he did a backflip and Peter was like, that's cool, you should be called Spin.
Yep.
And he goes with it.
Oh, it's so stupid kid show, so...
Yeah.
I can't say I care, I just think it's cool. No, did y'all even watch that shit? I don't know y'all.
I've seen clips, and my nieces like it, so.
I got a young nephew.
I'll turn on Disney Plus and ask my nieces what they want to watch, and they go, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. So, okay, alright.
I mean, at least it's not fucking Coco Melon.
Well, it's either Bluey or Spider-Man, so, I mean, you know.
I mean, those are fine. Those are both fine. Bluey more so, I guess.
I don't think the quality really matters too much when it's like closer in the I don't know. If we're talking about shows that are like only as an example, Hills maybe. Like that's a show that's for kids, but it's still you can still like watch it as an
Mm.
adult probably. Like that at that point we can talk about quality, but if it's like fucking Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, it's like what are we even doing here talking about quality?
Yeah. Uh, they really should bring shows like House of Mouse to Disney Plus. I feel like I've heard somewhere that they are trying to, but there's something with the copyright. Something with
Wait,
copyright has to
really?
play with it. I don't know. I mean, I've just been looking at it,
I
and some
saw
people are
that.
thinking
What
it's
about
copyright.
what happened?
Someone's the AMV cartoon says they wish that they'd bring shows like House of Mouse to Disney Plus.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, how I've missed this!
I want House of Mouse on Disney Plus. I mean, I got the ones I wanted the most on that. For the most part, I'm pretty happy with what's on Disney Plus at the moment.
Stop
Yep.
subscribing and also get subscribe to HBO and
Oh,
Yeah, it's the
HBO's not a thing over here.
oh
Yeah.
wait. Isn't there an alternative then?
Nope.
Oh, I guess it's the same thing. It's like Funimation is not here.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like
They said that HBO Max will not be over here till like 2025. And they said that 3 years ago. Yeah. I just remember reading that and going, oof. Like I said, it was 2020 when they said that, I think. Speaking of which, of the things that aren't out in the UK, that Animaniac show, that like started and finished, the reboot. Yeah, no, that still not came out in the UK.
Oh,
Is
that's
that Hulu?
Yeah, that was Hulu.
Hulu
We don't have Hulu either.
I really want to watch some games, like anime and things like the Dragon Ball and stuff.
Yeah.
There's no option. I don't know where to watch the original
I know,
Dragon Ball
but
Z.
yeah.
About that,
Can do piracy.
I'm having fun.
I watched the original Dragon Ball, and I think that is like still my favourite piece of Dragon Ball media is like the original one, which I know a lot of people think's weird. And I watched Dragon Ball Z Kai to go through Z because I'm gonna be honest, I don't have time for all of those. And I feel like Kai kind of just, you know, condensed some of that down and took out the bits that didn't really need to be there. I feel like Dragon Ball and Sonic are probably like the only pieces of anime, oh, and possibly a bit of Bobobo are like the only pieces of anime I've ever watched.
I love what anime.
Yeah.
The
I haven't
reason
really
that
dived it. Hmm?
The
I've made a few upgrades to my blimp. Rain of giant deadly missiles. Punchbot Mark II, deploy!
I'm not gonna lie, Dave, when I first played this boss, I didn't know I was wearing
Ow!
Kapuna.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to
Two
tell.
is for punching you, not me.
I was just like, wow, this game's gotten like extremely difficult.
Let's try Ray Swap.
Feel the wrath of Cortex.
He said the line. Again.
Stop! All right, have it your way. The anti-monster.
Feels more like a
Yeah.
like a Dr. Eggman boss in the Cortex boss.
Taking some notes.
What's that Bandicoot, Punchbot?
Is Entropy the only boss? Oh wait, no, I was gonna say, is Entropy the only boss fight in this game that
Well, if you
fights
won't play fair,
outside of the mech?
neither
And
will
I
I.
realized Embryo doesn't.
Did I do that? Kill the Bandicoot, crush the Bandicoot, smash it in his head.
Thank you for the Looney Tunes reference.
I wonder what happens if I hit all the buttons at once. Feel the wrath of Cortex.
He said it. He said the line. Oh my goodness.
He said the line.
What? That shouldn't have happened,
Oh.
but okay. I like this.
Yes, like the. Yeah, apparently Sonic Superstars has got
Rated E.
rated. Yeah, I didn't know whether there would be anything interesting, but
Not again.
in the ratings, it doesn't seem like it reveals anything.
Nah. It has in-game purchases, but it's likely just for DLC.
Yeah, but I've noticed like people get like see that and they're immediately like,
I can't believe they're putting microtransactions in my video game.
and it's like, no, it's DLC.
So,
microtransactions in that classic
But it's not like, yeah, but it's not that because Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart has in-game purchases on their like age rating, and like the only bit of like purchasing is if you want to upgrade to the digital deluxe edition. That's it.
It's a very broad.
Yeah. probably just for the Lego DLC.
Yeah.
I hope we see gameplay of that soon.
That's more a demo.
That too. When was the last time we got like a proper Sonic demo before the game came out? Was it Generations?
Maybe it was Generation.
Wow.
Well, actually,
We
no.
really
Well,
missed
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, Forces, but not really proper.
Yeah, the Forces
remember,
and
I think Sonic 2 not the Wii U game, but like the 3DS game.
oh yeah, it did, I remember.
I don't know if it was Fire Eyes or Shattered Crystal.
I think it was Shattered Crystal, because I remember it coming out before the game was out, and I was really wanting to play it. Well, we really just like data mined that Sonic Generations demo, and Sega's like,
think-
oh yep, no, you're
Yeah.
not getting any more. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the main reason why they stopped giving us demos.
Yeah. And I remember like just seeing all the boss names and stages. I also remember, I know that like Generations demo had like a 30-day, because Generations had like 2 demos before it came out. But the first one had like a 30-day limit for how long you could play it. But then people found out if you just went offline and played the demo, you can bypass that. And
Yeah,
still play.
because it's not connected to like it's connected to like a clock online that measures it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bandicoot.
Bandersmack.
You know what that rumble straight on shit's like
Yeah. And then, do you have the ones from Nitrofield and, well, obviously N-Town?
well, Nitrofield I want. For Insane Trilogy I have 100% of all of the Insane Trilogy, but I only have Platinum yeah, because I didn't do all the relics for Platinum because I don't like those relics design.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know what I'm missing. There's such a weird program in that game, and I don't know what.
Not future tense, is it?
No, that's not the thing. Like, you don't need to get that thing.
Okay.
Something.
You did the 2 secret levels?
I'm not sure. I know there's a secret level with the baby too.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not-
like a plus Rex. There's also Hot Cocoa.
Yeah. Hot Cold, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, that's the one with like the alien song.
So in Spirit, that's a platinum all of them, but technically not for me.
Yeah. Oh my god, you're playing the new Series X exclusive.
Yeah, no, I love my Xbox Series X. It's really fun. It's amazing. It's weird that it has the PlayStation 5 overlay.
It's a different feed.
But the PlayStation thing, you know.
I can't believe Microsoft acquired PlayStation. That's crazy.
Give them
Can't
time.
Can't believe
These
Microsoft
prehistoric predators like my blaster's new setting.
Give them time.
Yeah.
Who's gonna? Now I'm really curious. Who's gonna buy who? Is Disney gonna buy Microsoft, or is Microsoft gonna buy Disney?
What a clusterfuck. What a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
That man. How you doing?
Can't wait for the Disney collaboration with Halo and
Master Chief comes out and goes, Miska Maska Muska, I'm ready to finish.
Cortana, Miska Malska.
The Halo theme plays.
Thank you, Richie. Hope you have a good one. It's been a while. Hope you've been doing well.
They laughed when I added blockification. Well, who's laughing now? Me.
Me.
What would Disney do if they bought Microsoft and had access to Activision?
Halo would go crazy, would go Barrett between the next Star Wars, essentially.
That's even if they care about Halo enough to do that.
I think they would care about Halo. Gears of War, probably not. Forza, probably not.
Mass Effect.
They might actually care about Bandicoot, maybe, I don't know.
I wonder if like Disney is like a very family company.
Yeah.
So I don't think they would use for games.
But here's the thing.
They have Deadpool 3 in the works, so I
They
don't
have
know.
Deadpool 3, and that's gonna be R-rated, and they won't come together.
Never mind.
Yeah, they're not as family friendly anymore. Sorry. Alright.
They
Well,
own aliens.
I want to take a break, so I'm gonna end the stream.
Damn.
Alright.
It was
Not
fun
like this.
discussing. Crash Bandicoot's not an Xbox exclusive.